Hi, this is Joe Chambers. Thanks for watching Musicians Hall of Fame Backstage Vault Series. The Vault Series is a series of interviews that we shot starting back in 2004, 2 years before the Musicians Hall of Fame and Museum opened to the public. If you like what you see, please be sure to hit like, subscribe, and the notification bell so you don't miss any of our new content. Thanks for watching. Today's clip is with Ventures guitarist Nokie Edwards. Not only did Nokie play guitar with the Ventures, but he played bass guitar with the Ventures also. Nokie is a great musician. This interview was one of 4 we made around 2005 in one day out at NAMM, which is the National Association of Musical Merchandisers, that was held in Anaheim, California. It'd be great if I could pull off 4 interviews of this caliber every time, but this was a once-in-a-lifetime chance. So hope you enjoy it. Ventures guitarist Nokie Edwards.
I was born in Oklahoma, and I live in Oregon right now.
What was your first memory of wanting to be a musician, or was it did you see somebody play, or was it somebody in your family?
Yeah, I come from a large family. There was 12 kids, and everyone played, my father, mother, everybody. So I started at age 5 playing, and I learned to play on a Stella guitar that the strings was about 1 inch off the fretboard, and you had to really want to play because it made grooves in your fingers clear up your knuckles.
Was guitar the only instrument you really had a desire to play?
No, when I was 11 years old, I could play every string instrument, and so I made the decision right then that if you wanted to be good at something, you better take up one.
Really? I mean, so you played mandolin?
I played everything.
Banjo?
Yeah,
Wow, I didn't know that, Nokie. That's great. How'd you learn?
self-taught.
Really?
Yeah.
So you never had any formal lessons at all?
Oh no. Well, we was poor family, couldn't afford that.
So you don't know how to read a lick of music then, right?
No, I can't read.
Well, that's incredible. You know, so many of the guys that, I mean, there's some on both sides of the fence, but so many of the really great players don't read music. I know that, you know, Chet said that he learned just enough not to hurt his playing, you know, or something like that.
Yeah, I heard him say that.
Yeah. So what's your earliest memory of performing in front of an audience?
Probably when I was about 9 years old. In the town that I was in, they had what they called the Ezra Meeker days, and they would block off blocks in the city there, and they had music, and they had a truck bed that we'd set up on and play. So I got up and played the guitar, and I borrowed my sister's boots and hat and sat there and played the guitar.
And did you ever have like a combo of your own that you went out and played with?
No, I never had my own. I played in clubs where I selected musicians, but I didn't call it a band. It's just people got together.
And what selections, what kind of music did you play?
I played everything. I was playing country, and a lot of country I was, because that's what they wanted down there. But I played rock too and everything.
And was there a particular musician or musicians that you were very inspired by?
Chet
Really?
really inspired me, yeah. When I was working in these clubs, I was working with Buck Owens, and that's where the Ventures saw me play. And so they came and asked me if I'd join them. It was Bob and Don, it wasn't a whole group. And so we got together, and then we got this drummer to record Walk Don't Run with us.
Yeah?
Yeah, his name was Skip Moore. And so we asked him if he wanted to take session pay, or if he wanted to split royalties or whatever we made. And he said he would take session pay, which was $25.
Not a good choice, right?
That was his choice.
Yeah. And so that's simply how the Ventures thing came about. Was that quick?
Yeah, that's how it came about. And we recorded Walk Don't Run and song Home, and I forget which other one it was. But then Howie Johnson was a friend of mine, so he went on the road with us for a year, and then he didn't want to tour anymore. And so then Mel Taylor, we saw him at the Palomino Club in California here. And so he joined the group and started playing everywhere.
Was the Ventures your first time in the recording studio?
That was the first. I recorded some things, small time stuff. But the Ventures, that's the first time I recorded, yeah.
And how long were the Ventures technically together as far as your term went? How long were you with them?
I was with them until about 68, and then came back in 72 until 84 or 86.
It just goes on generation after generation.
Well, we're responsible in Japan for the guitars there, because they didn't want the guitars in Japan. They thought it would corrupt the children, So we're responsible for being there now.
And y'all are still as popular there now as you were then,
yeah.
maybe more.
Unbelievable.
And I tell you, looking at some of those 1966 black and white videos, they're just absolutely timeless.
Well, when we went over there, they didn't have the sound equipment like they do now. So we just played live right from the stage, And we had some Fender piggyback amps,
Yeah.
And we played the guitars through that. And they didn't even have air conditioning over there. We didn't know what the country was like. And so we had wool suits made. And it was so humid and hot over there that they set up ice blocks behind us and put fans behind them. That was the air conditioning.
Really?
Yeah. And I lost 20 pounds in a week.
I need to go there. I tell you, something else was really cool, the way y'all had your stage set up with the drummer on the left or the right, according to how you're looking at it.
Right.
And then you three guys in a row there. That was just so cool. How did your association with Mosrite start?
I wanted the neck on my guitar. I had a Telecaster, and I wanted the neck on my guitar cut down. So a friend of mine, Gene Moles, said that he knew a guy who could do the job for me. So he took me over and introduced me to Simi Mosley, and he said, "Sure, I can cut the neck down on your guitar." So he had a guitar there, a Mosrite, and this was in probably 63, early part of 63. And he said, "Try this and see how you like it." So I sat and played it, and so I bought a guitar from him, and he offered a deal to me, and so I told the Ventures about it and everything. I went on the road selling those guitars, and I played them. We was playing 4 hours a night then. And when I set the guitar down, everybody gathered around it. And anyway, that's how all that just started.
Really? And so before the Mosrite deal started, what were y'all playing? What guitars were you using?
We was playing Fenders.
All Fenders?
Yeah, I think Don and Bob was playing the Jazz Masters. Mm-hmm. And I had a Telly and a Jazz Master.
Mm-hmm. So that's what you used on like Walk Don't Run and those and so forth?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I had a precision bass.
That's right, because you played bass and lead.
Yeah.
What a deal. I mean, that's kind of hard jumping from huge strings and 4 of them to little strings and 6 of them. What year again did you say you started using the Mosrite? What year?
Well, I started playing it in '63.
63.
Yeah.
And when did the group kind of change over to Mosrite?
Probably the latter part of '63, early part of '64.
Uh-huh. Did y'all still use the Fender amps?
Yeah, we still use Fenders.
At that point in time, what kind of strings were you using? Was there a particular brand then?
Well, actually, I was, before the strings got gauges, I was doing my own gauge. I would take a banjo string and put it for the E string, and then the first string for the second one, and the third string for the second string for the third, and so on, you know. And that's the way that I come up with gauges. And then when I was playing over in Japan, when we finally got gauge strings, a Japanese guy recently wrote me a letter and said, I have to confess something to you. He said, we couldn't figure out how you was bending those strings. So he said, we snuck into your dressing room while you were playing, and I stole 2 sets of strings out of your guitar case. And he said, I was working for Yamaha at the time, and I took these strings to Yamaha, and that's how they started producing gauge strings over there.
No kidding. Dang. That's incredible, man. What a story, man.
Yeah.
Wow. And now you've got your own strings now too, though, right?
Yeah. The way you can tell mine's got my picture on it.
Yeah.
Probably looks like my son.
And the gauges are?
Yeah, I'm playing 9 to a 46, and we have a 10 to 48, and we have bass strings, we have acoustic strings, so we've got a pretty good line.
Do you play with a pick, or do you just play with your fingers?
Both. Yeah, I use the thumb pick, and I use the flat pick too. I use the flat pick for just very few songs. I've been a thumb picker all my life.
Did you ever get into the pedal thing? Have you ever used any pedals, effects pedals?
Not so much that, no.
No wah pedals, no...
I use them, but not to a great extent.
Yeah. When you played, how did you have your amplifier set? Was there a particular setting that you would put your Fender amp on?
Well, depends on the amp, and I just set it to try to get the sound I like the best in my ear. So I don't know what dials is in my ear.
You never like set the treble on 9 and the bass on?
Well, yeah, I don't set the treble at 9.
Yeah, you don't?
No, because I use the treble on the guitar and then I back it off a little to get some of the tone out.
How about the bass? Did you run it up higher or lower?
Yeah, the bass I run up a little bit, and the present in the middle.
Mid-range?
Yeah.
And did you use a lot of reverb, or did you?
No, I don't use a lot of reverb.
At that time, did you use any reverb at all?
No. Yeah, a lot of times I don't use any.
Well,